Good afternoon, fans, and welcome to the Aquatics and Recreation Center for Pirate Volleyball, the second game of Friday's action in the 2010 Pirate Volleyball Classic. And in match number 2, the Pirates will take on the Chargers of the University of Alabama-Huntsville. Chad Jackson joined by Nikki Yates to bring you the action today as the Pirates try and get back on the winning track. Earlier this afternoon, they saw their 4-match win streak come to a close at the hands of the Rollins College Tars 3-0. And so the Pirates will look to take out the Chargers today and improve, hopefully, to 5-2 on the season. Alabama-Huntsville also looking to get back on the winning track. They came into the tournament 1-3, and they fell to Florida Tech in a match earlier today in 3 as well. And Nikki Yates, happy to join me here for our second match. And Nikki, you actually got to watch a little bit of the first match, and we talked a little bit on our webcast about Sarah Mendoza, the outside hitter for Rollins, but it really was more the Pirates doing things to themselves than actually what Rollins was able to do to Armstrong.
I would have to agree. She was a very good player, but I feel like there's some things that Armstrong needs to tweak and work on. But overall, I thought the Pirates played pretty well for their first home game. But I think the main thing was maybe their blocking. We have a lot of girls injured right now, so there's some girls playing different positions that they're not used to. But I think it'll come together overall.
Armstrong Atlantic without the services of Leah Pittman, who averaged nearly a block game last year, and playing with Amanda Jones in the middle right now, where I think Coach Condon really expected Amanda to really compete for time on the outside, be one of his weapons on the outside, but her being forced to play in the middle, a little bit of a different adjustment for the sophomore from Georgia. Well, let's go ahead and take this opportunity to introduce you to the 2010 Armstrong Atlantic State Pirate Volleyball Squad.
Will Condon, head coach, Germantown, Maryland. They don't let anybody but German people in Germantown.
Lauren Cedinho, assistant coach, Jacksonville, Florida. I'm the best assistant coach on the team.
Natalie Edgeworth, setter libero, Swanee, Georgia.
Brenda Spud, right side hitter, Page, Arizona.
Amanda Jones, outside hitter, Marietta, Georgia.
Megan Pando, setter, Oviedo, Florida.
I'm going to pick my teeth with your bones.
That's a lame hobby.
Casey Howitt, libero, Brooks, Georgia.
Casey Richards, middle hitter, Venice, Florida. We're the best Caseys ever.
It's my girl.
Jessica Santinello, outside hitter, Boca Raton, Florida.
Tori Bevelo, outside hitter, St. Louis, Missouri.
Leah Pittman, middle hitter, Carthage, Missouri.
Gwen Clark, right side, Boulder, Colorado.
Brittany Wolf, middle hitter, Bethlehem, Georgia.
The best looking hair on the team.
I don't think so.
Kelsey Pieper-Gerdes, right side, Lee Summit, Missouri. Piepergerdes.
Larissa Carvalho, setter, Rio de Janeiro, Brasil. Essas americanas malucas não entendem nada do que eu tô falando.
What?
Christina Chow, defensive specialist, Brunswick, Georgia.
Stacy Davis, defensive specialist, Georgetown, Texas.
Can I go?
Those are your 2010 Armstrong Atlantic State University Pirates. Just about a minute away from the beginning of this match. Let's get you updated on what's happened in the Classic so far today. Armstrong did lose 3-0 to Rollins, and Florida Tech defeated Alabama-Huntsville 3-0. In the match on this court, immediately preceding this match, Florida Southern defeated West Georgia 3-0. And then over at Alumni Arena, and a match that is still in progress, North Alabama and Augusta State have gone to the 5th set in their match as well. So right now, Armstrong Atlantic hosting Alabama-Huntsville. And on Alumni Arena, when that North Alabama-Augusta State match is over, Rollins will take on Flagler. In our first match today, Armstrong was led by Tori Bevelo, 9 kills for the junior from St. Louis, and a lot of those came in the third set. She was had no kills in the first set, only a couple in the second, but really started to heat up towards the third set. Jessica Santinello with 8 kills, 9 digs for the Pirates in that match against Rollins. And unusual, Nikki, that the Pirates last few years known for getting a lot of offense from the middle, but there was not a lot of offense from the middle hitters in that match against Rollins. Armstrong Atlantic and Alabama-Huntsville, as you see often in tournament play, both clad in black. So it'll be interesting. We'll tell you that the Alabama-Huntsville uniforms have white trim around the sleeves, so if you can't make out the players on your webcast, you can look for that to tell you Alabama-Huntsville versus Armstrong Atlantic. Armstrong Atlantic with the maroon numerals with white trim on their black jerseys, and Alabama-Huntsville with the all-white numerals on their black jerseys. And Alabama-Huntsville will be serving first to begin the match. Now, this is the first time that Alabama-Huntsville has played in the Pirate Volleyball Classic. However, the Pirates played Alabama-Huntsville 2 years ago in Alabama. They went and played a couple of matches in Florence and lost to North Alabama, but beat Alabama-Huntsville. I would ask you for some memories from that match, Nikki, but that was a couple of years ago.
That was a while ago.
As far as you're concerned, we won the match. So that's pretty good, right?
That's all that matters.
And again, tomorrow, fans, we will start at 12:30. Armstrong Atlantic will take on West Georgia. We'll have that match for you. And then the finale of the Classic will be at 4:30 as Armstrong takes on Florida Southern. On the floor for the Pirates here to begin the first set, Megan Pando will be doing the setting. Tori Bevelo, Jessica Santinello on the outside. Amanda Jones will begin serving for the Pirates. Brittany Wolf and Gwen Clark, and actually Casey Howitt will come in, the libero, to play for back row for Amanda Jones, as the Pirates will be receiving to begin the match. Alabama-Huntsville serving, it'll be Kelly Wilson, a 5'6" sophomore from Madison, Alabama. She has it in her hands, and we are underway. Off the tape goes the serve. Pirates pass it, and they'll have to play it just back over. Attack by the setter, Wilson, and she hits it off the tape and into the court for a point. So Alabama-Huntsville leads at 1-0 again. Wilson, the setter, to serve. Back row set from Pando to Bevelo. It's blocked, but still alive for Alabama-Huntsville. Set outside. Attack by Ruppel is blocked back over. She tips it this time, but can't get it over the net, and it will be a side out to the Pirates. See that often, Nikki, when players get blocked, but it's still alive. They go to the tip for that next attack. Megan Pando with a good hard serve. Pirates attack, block in the middle. The attack by Danielle Smith blocked by Gwen Clark and Brittany Wolf. And there you go, Nikki, a block right off the bat. Pirates lead at 2-1. And another block right away. Gwen Clark and Brittany Wolf blocking the attack from the left side by Lauren Simmons, a 6'2" outside hitter from Danville, Alabama. And then Pando into the net with her serve, side out, Alabama-Huntsville. So a good start already, Nikki, blocking.
This is a good start. I noticed they're blocking a lot of cross-court balls right now. They're trying to force Alabama to hit line. And so far, blocking cross is working.
Pirates on the attack. Gwen Clark, that's still alive. Alabama-Huntsville, good scramble to keep it alive. Pirates on the attack again. Outside, Bevelo is good for the kill. Like to see that quick offense off of a scramble like that. You know that Alabama-Huntsville's not in their defense. If you can set it quickly, you usually have a pretty good hole.
That's right. There's only one block up on that one.
Bevelo with a good tough serve. They go outside. Santinello with the dig this time. Back row attack for Bevelo off the block. And that's good for the kill. One of Coach Condon's his offensive change this year is he really wants that back row attack to be a little more a staple of the offense, be another weapon. A lot of times you just see it as a bailout set, really, if you're not in position. North Alabama on the attack. The tip from Smith, dug by the Pirates. Santinello with the attack, and that will be a kill. As the libero league can't handle the attack, Jessica Santinello picks up her first kill of the match. And it's 6-2 Pirates. Bevelo to serve. Alabama-Huntsville on the attack, and that is a kill for number 3, Carrie Brown. A 5'10 junior from Anniston, Alabama. And League will be back to serve for the Chargers. And a service out. Side out to the Pirates. Casey Howard back to serve for Armstrong. Pirates really have been serving tough this year, Nikki. A lot of good, hard serves that are really tough to dig.
I see Will's also trying to push jump serving. He wants a lot of the girls to jump serve, which makes it a very aggressive serve.
The good thing about, at least what I've seen the early going, is you don't have a lot of servers with the same type of serve.
Right.
It's either float serve, top spin serve, jump serve. It's not, the defense can't get ready for just one type of serve.
That's right.
Bevelo from the back row into the net. And a point for the Chargers. It's 7-5 Armstrong here in the first set. Stacy Sargent, a sophomore from Huntsville, Alabama, serving for Huntsville. Pando sets middle. Amanda Jones, that's dug by Sargent. And a block for the Pirates. Not a very good pass off the attack by Jones, or it's a good set, I should say, and the Pirates side out. Natalie Edgeworth checks in for Gwen Clark to serve and play back row. Huntsville on the attack. The attack by Williams, dug by the Pirates. Santinello on the attack, and that's good. A little bit of miscommunication maybe in the back row there, who was going to take that ball.
I think she kind of got past the block, and the middle of the court's open. Looks like that's a spot to hit on Alabama's side.
Santinello with a pair of kills already here in the first set. 9-5 your score, Armstrong. And a service error by Edgeworth. That's, I believe, 3 service errors already by the Pirates. So half of Huntsville's points have come courtesy of the Pirates. Subs for both teams here, as actually Gwen Clark is going to come back in and play back row. And the new server for Alabama-Huntsville is Allison Cousins, a 5'11 senior, that's number 4, Julie Price. And Price immediately comes up with a service ace, the Suwanee, Georgia native, with the point for the Chargers. Better pass this time from Bevelo. Tip from Jones. Set over, or played over by the setter. Back row attack. Bevelo, and she gets the kill.
That back row. That's right. Kind of threw off the blockers, and they ran that back row pretty quick enough to fool the blockers.
Jessica Santinello back to serve for Armstrong. Pirates lead it by 3 first set. Set outside. Jessica Rupo. It was really a good set by Wilson. Set it outside in a hurry, and the line was open. Side out, Huntsville. Williams to serve for the Chargers. Pando with the attack, dug by Price. And again, the kill for Rupel, as the blockers off the net rather than getting their hands over the net to really block that. If they had gotten their arms extended, that would have been able to go down. Jones on the attack, and the Pirates get the kill. Side out Armstrong, Amanda Jones. Jones has to wait for the line judge to retrieve the ball. Huntsville not worried about it. 11-9 Pirates with the lead. Jump serve from Jones. Good hard serve, and it goes into the stands. That's a service ace for the sophomore. And a point for the Pirates. Huntsville on the attack. And an overpass by the Pirates results in a kill for Jessica Ruppel. And it's a side out for Alabama-Huntsville. We've played one full rotation as Kelly Wilson, the sophomore, back to set for Huntsville. Bevelo just plays it over, plays the setter, which is a smart play. Ruppel with the attack, and it takes a friendly carom off the block for Huntsville.
When you go up for that block, you got to try not to reach. It looked like Wolf kind of tried to reach for that ball. You just got to go straight up and down. Otherwise, it'll play off your hands.
Pirates on the attack. Wolf with the kill against no block. The blocker for Huntsville, Danielle Smith, jumped with the setter, Pando, and that left Wolf open for the kill. 13-11 is our score. Armstrong leads in set number one. Back row attack for Ruppel, and it's blocked by Wolf and Bevelo. Third block by my tally of this set, and it's 14-11 Pirates. And then Pando into the net. And it's a side out for Alabama-Huntsville.
It's hard to get momentum. We can't get momentum missing serves. Too many side outs and missed serves.
Ruppel's serve. Attack by Bevelo, dug by Huntsville. Attack on the right side by Fry, dug by the Pirates. Gwen Clark with the kill. Oh, it's over. It's outside the antenna. So Clark couldn't keep it inside of the antenna. And it's a point for the Chargers. And a rotation error whistled against the Pirates. And head coach Will Condon wants a timeout as Huntsville has tied it up 14-14. And just like you said, Nikki, whenever the Pirates look like they get some momentum, one of those service errors really kills you because you want to be able to run 3, 4, 5 points in a row, and you can't do that if you're not serving well.
That's right. Giving the other team time to warm up.
So out of the timeout. (14-14) our score. And we may be getting a replay here as the down ref may have called the Pirates out of rotation erroneously, and that looks like it is the call. So we'll take off the point. It's 14-13 Armstrong, Pirates still with the lead. So the Pirates still have the lead, but Alabama-Huntsville serving here. Wolf with the attack, dug by Ruppel into the net. Huntsville free balls it over. Wolf with the attack again, and it's good for the kill. So Wolf gets a second crack at it, puts it on the floor, and the Pirates get a badly needed side out. And Tori Bevelo will head back to serve as they are still working on the antenna over on the far side. The hit from Gwen Clark a couple of points ago, dislodging it from its proper position. You never hit the antenna when you attacked, did you, Nikki?
No way. I stay clear of that. It was a good little minute to catch their breath.
Yep. We are in the first set of this match between Armstrong Atlantic and Alabama-Huntsville. Casey Howitt, the assist there for getting the antenna put back in its proper place, and Tori Bevelo to serve for the Pirates, and it's right down the line in the court for the ace. Looked like she was targeting the middle there, Smith. Smith just got out of the way of the ball, and it hit right in front of her for the service ace. 16-13, Pirates lead. Bevelo tries it again, this time Ruppel with the pass. Smith attack, dug by Clark, back over, so Huntsville on the attack. Tip is wide by Fry. Laura Fry couldn't keep it in the court, and here, hopefully, a run for the Pirates as they lead it by 4, 17-13. Huntsville on the attack, and the setter runs into the net. And that gives the Pirates a point, and we're going to get a timeout here from Alabama-Huntsville. Well, that's what you like to see when head coach Will Connon called that timeout after the rotationary that didn't end up being a rotationary. You come back, you get a side out, and you get a few points on your serve. Volleyball, a game of momentum, Nikki.
It really is.
So out of the timeout, Tori Bevelo still serving for Armstrong. Pirates up 18-13. And miscommunication by the Chargers. They do get it over the net. Santinello with the attack. That's dug by the Libero League. And then hit out by Huntsville. So the Pirates with the point. 5 straight for the Pirates here. Attack by Brown, dug by the Pirates. Santinello with the attack. Dug out by Huntsville. And then into the net goes Carrie Brown with her attack. And the Pirates now in control here in the first set, 20-13. And that one is wide, but still a good service rotation there for Bevelo, as she served 5 straight and gives the Pirates a 6-point lead. Shelby League back to serve the libero for the Chargers. Jump serve, pass by Howitt, set for Clark, and Clark hits it long. Didn't get on top of that ball. And it's a point for the Chargers. Pando sets Santinello for the kill. That was a different approach from Santinello from the left side, it looked like, Nikki.
It was. The setter was a lot closer. I felt like she didn't have a lot of time to take a big approach, but she got there quick enough.
Casey Howard serving for Armstrong. Pirates up 21-15, and the Pirates will get the service ace as the short serve from Howard works to perfection. And it's 22-15. Attack by the Chargers, dug by Santinello, tipped over by Amanda Jones, and she will get credit for the kill.
That was a great save by Pando. Nice jump set, one-handed jump set. She put it perfectly for Jones.
And the Pirates now 2 points away from taking the first set. Free ball over by Huntsville. Pando to Jones, kept alive by the Chargers. Wilson from the back row. Santinello with the kill. Good angle there for Santinello cross court. And it's set point for the Pirates. Wilson sets outside for Brown, blocked back over by the Pirates. They go right side now, and the hit from Fry is judged to go outside the antenna, and that will be the end of the first set, with Armstrong Atlantic taking it 25-15. We'll take a short break and come back with the second set of action. You're listening to and watching Armstrong Atlantic Volleyball. Aquatics and Recreation Center. Armstrong Atlantic took set number 1 over Alabama-Huntsville 25-15. The Pirates, Nikki hit 308 in the first set, 11 kills, only 3 errors and 26 attacks, led by Jessica Santinello, 4 kills and 6 swings, no errors, for a pretty good 667 hitting percentage. Alabama-Huntsville, negative 107 in that first set, 6 kills, 9 errors, 28 attacks, and the Pirates had 3 blocks in that set. Armstrong Atlantic will serve to begin the second set. And Nikki, talk a little bit about serving, because assistant coach Lauren Cedeno, in her first year with the Pirate program, she calls the serves for the Pirate players. So whenever that server looks over at the bench, what is she looking at?
She's looking for a zone. You know, a lot of different teams have different zones, but they're giving them a number. Normally they're saying, you know, stay away from the libero. They're trying to maybe serve to the outside hitter to get her out of rotation.
And a ball hit out on the first point of the second set by Stacy Sargent. And the Pirates get the first point. Pando again to serve. And that one is played over but out by the Chargers, so it will go down as a service ace for Pando, and immediately it's 2-0. Serving is all about trying to get your opponent out of their comfort level.
That's right, and you can tell now they're aiming for that left side.
Tip by Sargent, dug by Pando. Back row attack, Santinello blocked back over, so the Pirates on the attack again with Clark. That is dug ably by Wilson. Attack by the Chargers, dug by Howitt. Bevelo with the kill. Good rally there for both teams. Some good defense on display, but Bevelo comes up with the kill.
Setter Pando's doing a great job right now of spreading the offense. She's going back, she's going outside, she's going middle.
And then Pando serves into the net, but the Pirates reel off a couple of points to begin the set. It is 3-1 Armstrong. Jessica Ruppel back to serve for Huntsville. Bevelo with the attack, and it's good for the kill. Set was behind her, but she did a good job getting enough power on it to hit it off the block.
I feel like that may have been a little miscommunication. I think Tori was going in for the quick shoot set, and I think Setter maybe set it higher and off.
So Bevelo back to serve. A good dipping serve results in an overpass, and Santinello is there to put it away. Santinello with 5 kills now in the match. And it's 5-1 Armstrong. Deep serve, pass by the libero. Outside attack and a block by the Pirates. Gwen Clark, Brittany Wolf. They combined on a pair of blocks in the first set and pick up one here. And it's 6-1. Tip try by Sargent, dug by Pando. Clark on the attack, and that's good for the kill. Nice bump set from Howitt there. Whenever the setter has to make a dig, it's usually a scramble. You don't know whoever's in the best position to make that set. Sometimes it's the right side, but that time the right side, Gwen was going to hit.
And that was a good decision-making by Casey Howitt, because the libero is not able to overhand set the ball to a front row player. That's an illegal play, so she has to make sure she passes it. Because if she overhand sets it, the hitter cannot legally attack and hit it.
And a timeout called by Alabama-Huntsville as the Pirates have jumped out to a 7-1 lead here in the second set. We did receive word, by the way, to update you on other action in the Classic, that Alabama-Huntsville defeated Augusta State in 5. So that our first 5-set match of the tournament. So Rollins and Flagler will be starting soon over at Alumni Arena. That is a highly anticipated matchup there. Both of those teams very impressive in the early going. Back to action here. Sargent with the kill from the left side, and Alabama-Huntsville gets the side out.
That got right through the block, right between the right side and middle blocker. Middle blocker is going to make sure she closes to that right side blocker. There's no hole in between them.
Kelsey Williams back to serve for Alabama-Huntsville. Jump serve, pass by Santinello to Pando. Attack by Brittany Wolf is good for the kill. Wolf notches her third kill of the match. As Casey Howett back to serve for Armstrong. Short serve by Howett. Slide is blocked out of bounds by the Pirates. So a kill for number 1, Allison Cousins, seeing her first action of the match. 8-3 Pirates. Pando bump set to Santinello. That's dug by Rupel. Played over by the setter Wilson. Pirates dig it. Clark with the attack and the kill. Sometimes setters fall a little too in love with attacks like that because you think it's open and it really isn't.
That's right. That's a good defense to read the setter.
Edgeworth to serve for the Pirates. And again, the setter into the net. That's the second time we've seen Wilson in the net, but really not her fault. That's really on the pass and not the set.
That's right. She's just trying to better the ball.
10-3 Pirates lead. Edgeworth with the serve. Wilson sets outside for Price, and it's good for the kill. Julie Price with her first kill of the match. Gwen Clark will check it back in for the Pirates. As Price goes back to serve for Alabama-Huntsville. Pando sets Santinello, dug by the libero. Played over, back row attack for Clark, and I don't think that got over the net. So we were both kind of wondering to each other why Clark was playing back row for that back row attack.
And I guess that's why, because we don't see Clark in serve receive. She's pushed back to the back line.
Service wide by Price, so a side out for the Pirates. It's 11-5 Armstrong as Santinello goes back to serve. Short serve. Wilson sets outside for Rupel, and Rupel hits it wide. Clark was doing right what you need to do on line defense, straddling that line, and she knew it was going out. Chargers on the attack. Cousins dug by Santinello, played over by Pando, dug by Huntsville. Outside attack by Rupel is good down the line. And Rupel now with a team high 7 kills in the match. Cousins to serve for the Chargers. Pando sets Bevelo. Dug by Cousins. Set outside for Rupel, and again, Rupel is there for the kill. Now they're going to say that Rupel was into the net on the follow-through on her attack. So a little bit of a break there for the Pirates. And the rule is if any part of your body contacts the net during your attack, then that is illegal. And Amanda Jones with the ace, as the libero league can't handle the hard topspin serve from the Pirates' outside hitter. That used to not be the rule, if I'm correct, Nikki, in that once the ball left your hand, if you hit the net, it was okay. But then they kind of changed that rule to where now they keep, if you follow through into the net, they'll call it.
That's right, yeah. You can't touch the net at all now.
Pretty much any time anyone contacts the net, You know, there, that whistle is there, stopping play. Pirates on the attack with Brittany Wolf, and she is blocked by Kelsey Williams. And the score is 14-7 Armstrong with Alabama-Huntsville serving here. Wilson, the setter, serving for the Chargers. Pando sets outside for Bevelo. That's dug by Rupel. Set outside. And the line judge said that it was outside the antenna, but play continued, and Alabama-Huntsville came up with the kill. And
that is a questionable play, but they will go by what the line judge says.
The play, the Sargent was, Stacy Sargent was the player who attacked the ball for Huntsville on the right side, and it looked like she cut it inside the antenna. But the line judge on the near side, or the far side of the court, immediately signaled that it was out. And now they're going to go with the initial ruling of a side out, or a point for Alabama-Huntsville. And it looks like basically the down ref overruled the official, or the line judge, which is, in the grand scheme of things, the correct call.
Correct.
Because the ball was in.
Right.
But just a little bit of a uncertainty there from the officials, but they get it right, and we're back underway. Pando to Wolf. That's dug by Price. It's dug over. Wolf looked to attack the ball, but it was over her head, and none of the rest of the Pirate players reacted to the ball, and it falls for a point. It's 14-10. 4 straight points for the Chargers here. Pando to Bevelo. Tip is dug by Wilson. Attack by Williams, dug by Santinello. Bevelo is blocked by Williams. And Huntsville is within 2. I believe 14, the scoreboard still shows 14-11. And then that serve is in the net. Not sure if it's 15-11 or 15-12. But regardless, the Pirates are serving with Megan Pando. And a serve goes in, dips in over the libero. League thought it was going out. How tough is that to judge in the back row on a serve like that, Nikki?
I mean, that's a great float serve. That's exactly what you want it to do. Comes right at you and it drops.
Attack by Huntsville, dug by Howitt. And then it played out. Pirates are going to luck into a point there, but it was really great defense by Howitt. $17-11 is the score on the board. Pirates with the lead. And that one just long by Pando. But another one of those good aggressive float serves. And Alabama-Huntsville will serve now with Jessica Rupel. Pando sets Clark. She just has to tip it over. And then a tip by Sargent is blocked by Bevelo. Not much on the attack by Sargent, and Bevelo in the right place at the right time to pick up the block. Blocking much, much better, Nikki, in this match than we saw earlier in the Rollins match.
I would definitely agree. They're putting up a big block, especially with Clark and Wolf. They put up a really large wall.
Attack by Sargent is blocked. And blocked out of bounds. Still a good touch there by the Pirates, even though Huntsville gets the kill. Again, that big block affecting the attack of the Chargers. 18-13 is our score. Armstrong Atlantic leads. Pando to Clark. Cross court is good for the kill. From our vantage point, Nikki, we could see that open up because the block for Alabama-Huntsville right on the antenna, leaving the spot for Clark cross court.
She really did. She saw it hard cross.
Casey Howard with the deep serve. Another block by the Pirates. It's still alive. Played over by the libero. And then Amanda Jones comes up with a quick kill. Shelby League, the libero for Huntsville, having some problems in the back row, serve, receive, and on defense. The Pirates have been able to capitalize. 20-13, Pirates lead. Wilson bump set for Cousins, and Cousins hits it out. And again, now the Pirates, sort of what happened in the first set. It was close till about the mid-teens, and now the Pirates pulling away later in this set. Short serve by Howitt. Outside to Sargent, dug by Bevelo. Pando outside to Santinello for the kill. And there's where you see those offensive options for the setter Pando, Nikki. 2 players on the right side. You set cross court, and you get a favorable matchup on the left side. Price into the net with her attack for Huntsville, and the Pirates 2 points away from taking a commanding 2-0 lead.
This is great momentum. This is what we talked about. You want to get this momentum. It puts the other team in a hole.
Good hard serve again by Howitt. And another block by the Pirates on the attack. Sargent just plays it over. Clark with the attack, that's dug by Rupel, but it's an overpass. Jones attacks, dug by Huntsville. Down ball over. Pirates on the attack with Santinello, and that is the kill. They'll get a player on a blocking error. She was into the net, but it didn't matter. Santinello's attack unable to be dug by the Chargers, and it is game point for the Pirates. Wilson sets the slide for Cousins, and instead of really hitting the slide, she just played it back corner. Is that because the set wasn't there, or is it something she saw going up?
I think she definitely saw. You know, they haven't been hitting line. We haven't been digging it, and finally she saw that was an open hole.
Pirates with the attack. Clark finds the hole between the block and the antenna, puts it on the floor, and the Pirates win the second set, 25-14. Again, fans will step away and come back with set number 3 between the Pirates and the Chargers. Chad Jackson with Nikki Yates back with you here at the Aquatics Recreation Center. Armstrong Atlantic leads Alabama-Huntsville 2-0. Armstrong Atlantic hit 375, Nikki, in that set. 12 kills, 3 errors, 24 attacks. Alabama-Huntsville hit a little better, but not by much. 8 kills, 7 errors, 26 attacks, and .038 hitting percentage. And now 5 blocks for the Pirates in this match. And Jessica Santinello, the freshman from West Boca, having quite a match. 7 kills, no errors, 11 attacks, and 8 digs as well. So she's having a good match. Gwen Clark has 5 kills, so does Tori Bevelo, and Megan Pando, 19 assists, 5 digs, and 2 service aces. She's playing really well and really has kind of stepped up her game from that first match today against Rollins.
I'd have to agree. The offense is definitely looking a lot better. It's a lot quicker. They have a lot of options open right now. And like you mentioned earlier, we weren't using the middle very much. In this game, I'd have to say that the middle was run a lot more, and it was effective.
Amanda Jones has 3 kills, 6 attacks, 500 hitting percentage. Brittany Wolf, 3 kills and 6 swings. I don't think those two players had 3 kills between them for the entire match against Rollins, so good to see that become part of the offense again. Set number 3, Pirates with the same lineup. Wolf, Pando, Bevelo, Clark, Santinello, Howitt into play defense. Alabama-Huntsville will begin with the serve in set number 3. The setter Wilson to serve. On the floor for the Chargers as well, Jessica Ruppel, Kelsey Williams, Laura Fry. The libero is Shelby League and Julie Price. And right off the bat, Pirates set the middle. Brittany Wolf comes up with the kill. Wasn't the cleanest of swings, but got enough on it to...
The goofy swings are normally the hardest to defend. You're not sure where the ball's going to go.
Megan Pando to serve for the Pirates. Wilson sets outside for Ruppel, and it hits off the net. I don't think it ever got over anyway, so whether it hit the antenna or the net, it is point for the Pirates. Actually, now they're going to give it to... They're going to say now that it hit off the block and then hit the antenna off the block of the Pirates. So instead of 2-0, it's 1-1, and Alabama-Huntsville has the serve. Pando from her knees sets Clark, or Bevelo. Bevelo hits it out off the dig, and that's a really athletic set by Pando going to her knees, sliding across the floor. So Bevelo back to serve for Armstrong. Wilson sets Williams. Williams with the kill. That's her first kill of the match. She was 0 for 3 before putting that one down. And it's 2-0. And a short serve by Williams, so she gives it right back to the Pirates, and it's 3-2. Pirates, by the way, 6 service aces, 8 service errors through the first 2 sets. You really want to be on the other side of that, Nikki, but still, it's, if you're around 500, it's not that bad because it means you're serving aggressively.
Right.
Jones with the kill for Armstrong. And the Pirates get up 4-2. Do coaches ever tell you, is there a break-even number for that, service aces versus service errors?
Not quite. Not really.
Attacked by Sargent, dug by Bevelo. Santinello from the outside, it's blocked out of bounds, and Santinello picks up her 8th kill of the match. I think part of that is no two serves are the same. You can have good numbers but not have aggressive serving, whereas you might have numbers that don't look good, but because you're serving aggressively, they end up being a lot more effective.
Right.
Santinello's attack dug by the libero. Down ball is hit out by Sargent. And the Pirates open up a 4-point lead at 6-2. Casey Howard, who has served very well this afternoon, sends it across. Back row attack by Ruppel, dug by Bevelo. Clark with the attack. That's dug by the setter. Attack by Cousins, dug by Howitt, but then Santinello goes into the net. Her first attacking error of the match, and it's a side out for the Chargers. A couple of subs for Alabama-Huntsville, as Danielle Smith checks into the front row, and a new player, Shelby Veselka, I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, comes in to serve. Jones on the attack, and that's good for the kill. And Natalie Edgeworth will check in for Armstrong to serve. Short serve by Edgeworth. Wilson sets outside, and that hits the antenna. That was the attack by Smith. And actually, I'm sorry, that was Veselka, who is now setting for Alabama-Huntsville. So it looks like they switched up to a 6-2 here, Nikki. Attack by Cousins is good for the Chargers. So the head coach for Alabama-Huntsville hoping to provide a little bit of a spark, putting 3 hitters in the front row here on the full rotation. Sargent serving for the Chargers. Pando sets Jones, and that's good for the kill.
That's a great spot. If you can get that ball down the line, there's normally not a defender there. That was a great hit by Jones.
9-4 Pirates lead in the third set. Pirates up 2-0. Santinello to serve. Veselka bump set. Chargers have to free ball it over. Pando outside for Bevelo, and it's blocked, but stays alive, and then Cousins will put it in the court. That we've been praising Pando, but that maybe wasn't the best of sets there because she kind of hung Bevelo out to dry a little bit.
Those free balls, on a free ball play, you normally want to be able to run a quick middle. So
right.
That it was almost a bad free ball pass.
Attack by Pando, dug by Williams, and then ball handling error as Veselka called for the double contact on the set. And so the Pirates side out 10-5. Amanda Jones with the serve. Veselka, and again, double contact from the freshman setter from Darien, Illinois. And that's tough, Nikki. You've sat for 2 sets, and then you get called on in the third set to come in right off, cold off the bench, and immediately go in and run the offense.
That is, it's hard. You're nervous. You're not warm anymore.
As there's a service ace for Amanda Jones, and the Pirates lead at 12-5. We saw that in the match up at Catawba. The Catawba head coach went through 5 setters in the 3-0 loss to the Pirates, just searching for any sort of spark as the Pirates really dominated that match. Jones's serve goes out, and it's side out for the Chargers. And we'll see Wilson come back in now for Alabama-Huntsville. She will serve and set. We'll see if that changes things for the Chargers. Pirates on the attack, and Brittany Wolf against no block, and there you go. There's that quick middle.
It was a good pass, good quick pass, good quick set. Yeah, that's hard to defend.
And the Pirates side out just like that. It's 13-6. Pando back to serve for Armstrong. And Wilson just mishandles the ball. Not sure if she took her eye off it or what, but setting troubles for the Chargers here in the third set. Wilson outside for Rupel, and that's right into the antenna. And it'll be a timeout for Alabama-Huntsville, with Armstrong Atlantic leading it 15-6. And really, Nikki, you see what setting problems do to a team's momentum, a team's offense.
That's right.
Without what they can do.
That's right. Without a setter, it's hard to run any offense. She starts to struggle. Everyone starts to struggle.
And then it's interesting because you have the change. You switch to bring in another setter to play, back row for your starting setter. So not only do you have a player coming in off the bench cold, but you also have the starting setter. She has to sit on the bench for 3 spots in the rotation. She comes back in. It's in her head mentally too.
It really is. It's more almost mental than physical. It's hard to have to go in and perform under pressure. And
so out of the timeout, Pirates serving with Pando up 15-6, and a shank of the serve by Sargent. Pando with a service ace, and it's 16-6. Megan Pando now with 4 service aces for the match by my count. Wilson outside for Williams, and again into the antenna, the attack from the left side. They're struggling just to get a clean attack on the ball. Are the Chargers. 17-6, Pirates in control here. And a service ace again for Pando. And it's all coming apart now for the Chargers. And the Libero League will come out, and the middle Cousins will come in to pass. Rupel with the kill, and it all starts with the good pass by Cousins, who just came in. And the Pirates are going to bring in a substitution as Casey Richards is going to get her first action of the afternoon, coming in for Brittany Wolf. With the Pirates up 18-7. Richards, the junior from Venice, Florida. Huntsville on the attack. Williams attack dug by Pando, played over by Bevelo. Attack by Sargent, dug by the Pirates. Bevelo's attack, dug by League. Back row attack by Rupel, dug by Howitt. Clark on the attack, and that will be a kill. So a good rally there for both teams, but Gwen Clark picks up the kill, and it's 19-7. Free ball over by Huntsville off the Bevelo serve. Attack by Santinello, good for the kill. And Jessica Santinello now with 9 kills. That leads all players by my count.
She's a very consistent hitter. She doesn't make many errors. She's really almost their go-to hitter.
Served by Bevelo a little too long, so Alabama-Huntsville sides out. And that was one of the question marks for the Pirates, because coming into the season they had to replace a pair of outside hitters, and you knew that Amanda Jones might be able to step up. You know you had Tori Bevelo, but one of the other outsides is going to have to step up and play a lot of time right away, and Santinello has done that for Armstrong. Gwen Clark gets the kill there for Armstrong, and it's 21-8. Howitt serve, pass to Wilson, attack by Cousins, dug by Pando. Clark with the tip. And a kill for Laura Fry on the slide. That's her first kill of the match. And at 21-9, the Chargers will bring back in Danielle Smith and the freshman setter Veselka. Pando to Jones, tip dug by Veselka, played over by Smith. Santinello gets the kill, and she's in double figures with her 10th kill of the match. 3 points away are the Pirates from closing out this match. General impressions from you, Nikki, about the team compared to the earlier match against Rollins?
I don't know. I would say their offense has really picked up. It's a lot quicker.
As there's a double contact called on Veselka. Point for the Pirates. Blocking better, passing better, I believe.
Both,
for the
yes.
Pirates.
They had a lot of shanked passes in the first game.
Short serve by Edgeworth goes into the net. And a side out for Alabama-Huntsville. Edgeworth will stay in and play back row. As Sargent serves for the Chargers. And Amanda Jones gets the kill. And it's match point for the Pirates. Short serve by Santinello. Attacked by Cousins, dug by Howitt. Jump set by Edgeworth, and Santinello hits it wide. She had the length down, but couldn't keep it inside the court.
That set came from an awkward angle. It's coming kind of from behind her head. That's a hard ball to hit, but she got a good swing on it.
Pirates with a swing here to end the match. Jones gets it off the block, and that will end the match. Armstrong Atlantic takes care of Alabama-Huntsville by a score of 3-0 and improves to 5-2 on the season. Alabama-Huntsville has now dropped a pair here in the Classic and falls to 1-5. Well, Nikki, thanks for joining me on this webcast.
All right, thank you.
See you tomorrow at 12:30, fans, for Armstrong Atlantic as they take on West Georgia in continuing action in the 2010 Pirate Volleyball Classic.